He wasn't just a gang member, he was the CEO of violence. This man controlled thousands of Latin kings, ordered beatings, shootings, and murders, and ruled Chicago streets even while locked in a cell. This is the rise and fall of Augustin Big Tino Zambrano.
Augustin Zambrano was born around 1960 in Chicago, Illinois, growing up in the city's most gang-ridden neighborhoods. His criminal path started early. At just 19 years old, around 1979, Zambrano caught his first serious arrest on a weapons charge, setting the tone for the rest of his life. By the 1980s and early 1990s, Zambrano was fully embedded in the almighty Latin King Nation, one of the most violent and organized street gangs in the United States. He started as a foot soldier, then rose to Inca, a leadership position overseeing local operations in Chicago's Little Village and 26th Street corridor. Everything changed in the late 1990s. The Latin King's founder and longtime boss, Gustavo Gino Colon, was serving life in prison. By 2000, Augustin Zambrano stepped into absolute power, becoming the Corona, the highest-ranking leader of the entire Latin King Nation nationwide. From 2000 to 2008, Big Tino ruled with an iron fist. Prosecutors later said he commanded more than 10,000 gang members in Illinois alone. He enforced a strict constitution, ordered violent violations, authorized shootings, and demanded loyalty at all costs. Members who disobeyed were beaten or killed. Federal agents described him as the absolute ruler of the Latin Kings. Even while incarcerated, Zambrano continued issuing orders through trusted lieutenants like Vicente D.K. Garcia. Under his command, the gang ran drug trafficking, extortion rackets, and mandatory armed patrols known as bust-outs, where members were ordered to shoot rivals on sight. In September 2008, federal authorities launched a massive takedown. Zambrano and dozens of Latin kings were indicted in Chicago under RICO conspiracy charges. On October 1, 2009, a superseding indictment officially named Zambrano as the gang's top boss, charging him with racketeering, narcotics trafficking, extortion, and directing violence across Chicago. After a 5-week federal trial, on April 6, 2011, a jury convicted Augustin Zambrano. Prosecutors proved that while he rarely pulled the trigger himself, every act of violence traced back to him. On January 11, 2012, U.S. District Judge Charles Norgal sentenced Zambrano to the maximum 60 years in federal prison, calling the Latin Kings under his leadership a barbarian organization. Today, Augustin Big Tino Zambrano remains locked inside the federal prison system. With mandatory sentencing rules, he would be over 100 years old before any chance of release.